Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and as you can see from my portfolio today, we took a huge L. We're down 11.20%, and that equals to $6,413.09. And I'm actually pretty surprised because usually with the pre-market, even on a big drop day like this, usually with the pre-market, it's it's a little bit exaggerated, and once it hits that 9:30 mark, it bumps up a little bit, not too much, but usually the norm is for it to bump up after that 9:30 pre-market. But as you can see, we are really not bumping up much at all here, and that actually surprises me a little bit because, like I said earlier, you usually see that big bump up. Usually it's like it at least bumps up this high or something like that, but it's not giving us any leeway with this here. And I'm assuming a lot of people are panic selling. That's what's causing this negative percentage here. I think people are just panicking because of the whole Rona situation. And obviously, with the news and everything, the surrounding negative news that we've gotten over the weekend and over the past few weeks, obviously people are going to panic over that. And there is a little bit reason for people to be nervous, but if you invest in long-term high-quality stocks, like I always say, there's no reason to stress out and panic sell. There's definitely a reason for people to be worrying about the situation, but when it comes to finance, really the only thing that people should be considering is long-term. Obviously, within the short term, there's going to be a lot of other people panicking, and that's going to affect people that are not panicking. It's going to affect their portfolio, the people that are buying and holding, and the people that are panic selling is what is causing all of these negative percentages. But like I said, the mentally strong people are going to be the ones that win this in the long term. The people that are panic selling right now are selling at a loss. As you can see, I'm down $8,000 in VOO. Just a few days ago, this was up at, $30,000. As you can see, it was $33,000 on a cost basis. So I'm down $8,000, 23% on VOO, and that is very significant, especially for like an index mirroring ETF. But as you guys, as I always say, this is nothing to be stressing over in the long term. If you invested short term and the money that you invested is something that you will be needing within the next 5 years, then that's honestly probably a mistake on your part, because if you want to invest and you want to make sure that you get good returns, you have to make sure that you're not going to need that money in the near future. And that's exactly what I did with my portfolio. At least I hope that I won't be needing this money, but I don't plan on using any of this money or withdrawing any of it for any reason. But I'm just in this for the long term, honestly. I'm all in long term. That's why I bought a bunch of VOO. It doesn't grow a lot every year. As you can see, right up here it was up at like over the past 5 years, right? It was up like 60%. But normally it's up, 10% every year is about the average for VOO. So that was just a safe bet that I invested in because I wanted some solid returns every year for long term. And then as you guys can see, I started investing in Microsoft a lot more lately. I'm buying the dip because I think Microsoft is a fantastic company. I say this every single video, but it's still up 22% even after the huge drop today, which is pretty crazy. And then up for the past 5 years, it's still up 237%, which is insane. But I will say I've checked out Tesla, and it's starting to get a little bit more appealing for me to purchase at that price. I think that once I get my taxes paid in April, I'm either going to hopefully buy some more Tesla. Maybe it's down to the $400 mark, mid-April. It may be back up, and if it's back up, I probably won't buy anymore. But I'm either going to buy some more Tesla, buy some more Microsoft, or I may end up buying VOO for my Roth IRA since I haven't invested in any this year, and just maxing out the $6,000 or maxing out some of that $6,000 since it's at such an amazing value. But as you can see, over the past 5 years, it's basically like it's retracted like 2 to 3 years in value. And I think it's only just going to go down much more. So hopefully once I get those taxes paid in April, I'm hoping to do it a little bit early just so I can see how much money I have available to use towards investments in the stock market. But hopefully once I get that paid, I'll maybe be able to put some of this in my Roth IRA. I probably won't buy any more VOO for a while. I think, I may end up taking advantage of some of these higher growth stocks such as Microsoft that, has just shown a lot of signs of tremendous growth over the past few years. Plus, you get some pretty nice dividends from that. And I already have a significant investment in VOO, as you can see. So from now on, I'll probably just put, investments into growth stocks such as Apple, Tesla, Microsoft for my taxable account. And I may hold off on VOO for a while, but I'll probably invest more in VOO for things such as like my Roth IRA. But overall, we got this significant drop, and I don't think we're at the bottom yet. I think we've got a little bit more room for some drop here. And unfortunately, that's a bad sign for my portfolio. But once I get these taxes paid off and everything, that's a good sign for future investments, for me getting stocks on sale to purchase more of. And just to show you guys, I'm still preaching this. Today, I bought one more share of Microsoft, and if I had more cash on the sidelines, I would certainly buy even more of Microsoft. But I did get a pretty significant dividend from VOO, which is that ETF I was talking about earlier. I got a pretty big dividend from that as well, and I'll be doing a video on that too, just because it was a pretty nice dividend for the amount of shares that I own. But I used the money from that dividend to buy another share of Microsoft. And as you can see, I bought it this morning at a value of $140.65, 44 minutes ago, market buy. So I'm pretty excited about that. I got another Microsoft share on sale today. So as you can see, it's actually going down even more lower than the pre-market. I thought it could go either way, but I wasn't really confident that it would go below the pre-market value. But I can certainly see that happening with people checking their accounts today and seeing how low it is, considering the big drop that we got, and people just panic selling even more given the pre-market and after the pre-market. So I think that we are not at the bottom yet. I think it's more likely that within the next few months or so that we're going to hit the bottom, and we may get a few more dead cat bounces, but I think, like I said, we haven't hit the bottom. I think there's a lot more room to go down, and unfortunately, that's a bad thing for my portfolio. But for those of you out there that do have cash on the sidelines, this is a fantastic opportunity for you to purchase some stocks on sale. Like I always say, it's just like Black Friday, This is more than Black Friday. This is way better sales than Black Friday. I mean, look at this. You get Tesla for, there's the argument that Tesla's overvalued, and it looks like it's going down even more today. Tesla is $450. Who would have expected that a month ago? Let's see. Who would have expected that when it was $850, that it would basically be worth half of that in another month? So people are definitely panicking, especially when people were buying at the peak. You have a lot of people that were purchasing stocks that don't even normally talk about stocks. I know even Pokimane was asking about stocks like a month ago, and a lot of people on Wall Street Bets were joking about that. Like, they were saying, we've hit the peak, boys. We've hit the peak of the bull market. And as you can see, they were pretty right. When a lot of people that aren't usually into investing start talking about investing, that's sort of a bad sign that we are near the peak of a market, because everybody wants to get in on those profits, and that's usually about the time when a correction is due. And I think the whole Rona situation is just going hand in hand with a correction that was always going to happen regardless. So this is just the opportunity that it always needed for it to happen. So I do think it's correcting itself, and given the whole Rona situation, it's just going to make it much worse. But I am happy that we are getting things on sale. And as you guys can see, my portfolio is getting clapped right now. But it is what it is, man. I'm not worried. It's a long-term thing. I always say this. I just started 3 months ago, and I think it's excellent that I started in a situation like this, because I'm going to know for the future. It's going to teach me a lesson that this is really nothing but a road bump long-term. I've gotten a lot of comments, and even some of my friends are telling me that I need to go ahead and sell before it drops even more. And, my logic to that is always what I've been telling you guys in these videos. I'm investing long-term, so these temporary drops, they're going to correct themselves eventually, and they'll bump back up. And a lot of the times what usually happens is when they usually bounce back up, the majority of the percentage gained will be in that bounce. And if you try to time the market, you're going to miss out on that bounce back up, and you're going to miss out on those potential gains. So, like I said, just stick in for the long ride. It's all personal opinion, as always. This is not financial advice, but I think it's just important to stay in for the long ride, at least given my portfolio and for those that are investing long term. And the craziest thing about that is it's basically just a simple strategy. Just stay in the market and keep buying more as usual. And it seems like such a simple strategy, but as you can see right now, given all of these down percentages, a lot of people don't know how to follow this, and usually the people that are in the market panic selling that are either just about to retire or are either just trying to get in here for a quick buck. And it's just a simple strategy that I feel like people should follow more. Although, this looks nasty, this doesn't look good at all, for my portfolio right now, or even for today. Long term, you have to just think of things. You have to reframe everything into the long term view. Short term, obviously, this isn't great, but like I always say, once you're in it for the long term, these are just road bumps. But before I repeat myself anymore, I just wanted to reiterate the importance of not panicking too much with this whole market situation. Although I do think it's going to go down more, the market, you know, given its history, it always goes up. You know, we have these temporary speed bumps, but look right here. I mean, 2018, we had a pretty big drop over probably a 3 or 4 month period. But look, it went back up, we got into a bull market, and now we're having an even bigger drop. But I think it's going to do the same thing 2018 did, which is go back up eventually. And it's just a matter of time when that happens. And if you try to time the market, you're going to miss out on some of the profits, I think. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please smash the like button if you did. It really helps me out. I've actually had a video blow up lately, thanks to you all showing some love on it and commenting and sharing your opinions on the market and your predictions and all of those things. So I really do appreciate the love, and I'm having a lot of fun making these videos, even though our portfolio is taking a huge L right now. But I feel like it's comforting for those people out there that are in the same situation as me, for them to have someone to show the same losses and sort of emphasize the fact that it shouldn't be worried about too much as long as you're investing in long-term, high-quality stocks. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week.